Hey, thank you, Janice. So you know what we're going to talk about right now is how with that cold, blustery weather, you get your very irritated, sometimes very dry skin. So Dr. Monica Halem is here to tell us all what to do. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jane. Thanks for having me.
We actually have a series of questions from viewers, and I'm going to start out right with the first one, who is Betsy in Roslyn. And she writes, I've heard you should switch moisturizers in the winter, but I'm afraid that I'll break out from using greasy, oily lotions. What do you recommend?
Okay, so winter, especially days like today, can wreak havoc on your skin. So what you want to do is you want to actually adjust your full skincare regimen to really towards more of a winter's rising skincare.
Okay, so what you've got a bunch of products to kind of imitate that
Right.
here.
So first of all, your facial moisturizer, you want to switch to something like Cetaphil, which is nice and soft.
I did that.
Good.
It's really helped.
You don't want to use a very drying moisturizer.
And some of them can be too.
Some of them can be. So any of the foaming facial washes are a little too drying for the wintertime.
Okay.
So then you want to switch to, take from your lotion, you want to use a cream-based instead of a lotion-based moisturizer. So a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier, and you want to get something that's hypoallergenic. In addition, you don't want to forget your lips. Lips are the most important. That's right. I find that the best thing to put on your lips is to constantly have Vaseline, sort of a little tube in your pocket, and to use that.
You know, sometimes I put Vaseline around my eyes when they feel really dry. Is that a bad thing to do?
Perfect. Not at all.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's
good.
absolutely great.
All right. So let's go to our next question. This one is from Christina in White Plains, and she writes, my legs get so dry. Itchy and lizard-like. I swear I have scales. No amount of moisturizer seems to work. Can you help me?
So this often happens in the winter as well. And my two favorite creams that I often recommend is Amlactin. It's 12%. It actually has lactic acid in it, which is a natural moisturizer. And CeraVe cream, which again, you're switching from your lotion-based to your cream-based, is much better for the wintertime.
So really, that's the key, is to make sure it's to cream-based.
Right. The other thing is you want to make sure that you put it on the right way. So when you get out of the shower or the bath, you pat yourself dry, and while you're still a little bit wet, that's when you apply your moisturizer, because that's when you're sealing in the moisture.
You know, I heard that before, but I always thought that was maybe some kind of a wives' tale. Okay, let's take a look at our next question. Marie in Albertston in Long Island. She says, my knuckles crack and sometimes bleed because of the cold. They hurt when I wash them. They burn when I apply moisturizer. Is there some medication that I need?
So right over the counter, you can get some great medication. Hydrocortisone 1% cream works great on dry, cracked hands.
Is 1% the key there?
1% is the key, exactly.
Okay.
And also Aquaphor is fantastic during the winter. What you can do at night for dry hands is you could actually apply the Aquaphor and sleep in cotton gloves. And you wake up in the morning, your hands are fantastic.
My cuticles get so dry.
Yeah.
They just hurt at times. All right, let's go look at our next question. This is from Morgan in Manhattan. She writes, I'm so pale in the winter. Are there any home self-tanners that don't dry out your skin?
So I usually like to combine a self-tanner with a moisturizer. Now, our bodies are often covered up with all our layers of clothing, but for our face, you want to get something that has a moisturizer with a self-tanner and really can give you that natural glow.
Okay, and so you've got a couple of products right here that talk about absolutely doing that. And then our last question of the day, let's go to Barbara in Greenwich, and she writes, my hair and my scalp feel so dry and moistureless in the winter. Should I switch my hair care routine? Oh yeah, I didn't think about that too.
Yeah, hair is just as important as skin. And the best thing you can do, the key to good hair in the winter, is to not wash it as often as you would in the summertime. So you really don't need to wash it that often. And you also want to use something that has a lot of moisturizer and hydrating formula.
You know, I've had this problem. This is another question from Donna in Spring Lake, who says, I get dry red patches on my face in the winter and makeup doesn't seem to hide them. What are they and how can I get rid of them? And I have this problem.
The best thing, this is just a little eczema because you get sensitive skin in the wintertime, and the best thing is, again, to use the hydrocortisone 1%.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I did, and it's really helped, because I was having a pretty bad issue right in here around my chin.
It's very common.
Thank you for some great tips today.
Great.
Really appreciate it.
Good, thank you.
Happy holidays.
Thanks, Jane.
When we come back, is there a real-life Santa on the West Coast? We're going to check it out. Be right back.